prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a swish in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga. I'm front line every time it's on, nigga. 100 pro flow, running shoot pro. 458 drop, playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go. Downtown Diamond District, jewelers like yo. Hustle, holla at me, I got Cubans on the low. Through the Cancun, smoking Cubans on the boat. Then dock that Tulum just to smoke. Look, listening to music at the Mayan ruins. True devotion on the bluest ocean. Cruising, my cultural influence, even revolution. I'm integrated vertically, y'all niggas blew it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Talk It Out podcast. What we were just listening to was a snippet of the very first song from Nipsey Hussle's album called Victory Lap. Nipsey Hussle lost his life because of senseless gun violence on Sunday night, and he was of huge impact on his community. There was nothing but positive feedback from everybody who was surrounding him and everyone who was connected to. And because he lost his life, a lot of people are suffering now. A lot of people on social media, there's been a very, very large outpouring crying because of this. This man was literally just giving back to his community. And the person that shot him, he told him he didn't want him around his store because of the negative impact he is or negative influence he is. So I just wanted to, pay homage to such a great artist. And not only just a great artist, a great man who, again, was giving back to his community. So with that being said, we would like to go ahead and continue with the Let's Talk It Out podcast. I would first like to thank Lorna Rose for taking time out of her busy day last week to come on and have a conversation with us. She sat down and she's very, very eloquent. She was very informative and very, very transparent. And those are all things that I really, really appreciate from people that come onto the show. So with that, without further ado, tonight I have a very special guest. Justin is an all-star of Let's Talk It Out, man. He's always around. He gives great feedback. He was actually on the episode before, but I wanted him to come back to the relaunch because I feel like his story is very powerful and it'll definitely impact people in a lot of different ways. So with that, I'm gonna ask Justin. Justin, how you doing tonight, man?
I don't know about an all-star, but I'm here.
Well, I gave you that label, so it has to be true. So
I appreciate the hype.
Hey, man, I'm just keeping it real. So, give me a little update, man. Like, what's been going on with you since the last time we talked, man? It's been a while. It's been quite some time since the last time we had a conversation on Let's Talk It Out.
I've been going through it personally. I don't even know where I'm at right now. It's been a stressful few weeks. Like emotionally, mentally.
And it's funny, man.
It sucks, but
not to cut you off, but I've been feeling the same way too. Like this week has been very stressful for me as well. It's like
this week's been draining.
It's like it's weighing heavy on us, man. And I see it not just with me and you, but with other people as well. Just CB fan says Justin is awesome, man. Justin, you are awesome, man. People really love you.
I appreciate all the love.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. This last couple weeks been a little bit like stressful, and for me it's because of more so the unknown. For me, the thing with Nipsey was stressful too, man. Just seeing how many people were just sad and heartbroken by it, man. That was very powerful.
It was crazy to see it happen in real time.
I didn't, and I did my best to stay away from that video. I did not want to see the video.
I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it either.
So, CB fan says frequencies off the chart could explain the stress. Yes, it can. So, that being said, Justin, you said you have a lot going on with you. Just give what's going on, man? Talk to me.
I don't know what the next step is. It's stressing me out. I don't know, because I've come from that, and I'm in between of, I can't go back to that life, because I beat it already, and I don't know what tomorrow brings.
Well, tomorrow brings a new day.
That's it.
we were having a conversation off the air, but I would like to bring it back on the air because I feel like it's something that we need to discuss. I'm tired of people playing the victim role, as far as saying that they have no one to express themselves to, or they don't want to express themselves because they feel like they'll be judged, or the person won't care, or nobody cares about me, and that's false narrative. Saying no one understands you is definitely a false narrative, because there are people out there that are living the same exact life you are living, but they just don't, you don't know them. But you can find those people. It's not hard to find people and connect with people, especially with today's day and how things are this day and age. It's real easy to find people to connect to. Hey, Brittany, what's going on? Brittany says, what's up? She says, Nipsey Hussle's death affected a lot of people, even people who didn't know him personally. Yeah, senseless violence, man, it's got to stop. Last time, I felt that the one that really got me was Mac Miller's death. Mac Miller's death was really hard on me.
Yes. I still can't believe that he's gone.
Mac Miller's death actually was the last straw for me, which pushed me to pushing towards creating this podcast. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. That's when I sat down. I was like, okay, you know what? I need to do something to help people out, but I don't know what to do. And I started brainstorming, and I started using my connections. I started using my platform, and I decided to create this podcast as an outreach for people that feel like they don't have nobody to talk to, or they're feeling alone, or they feel like they have no escape. And we connect with each other, and we come to sit down and have a conversation with each other every week. And I'm working on creating a way for it to be more than just once a week. But you guys are going to have to stay tuned for that, because that's coming in the near future.
You're going in, eh? That's how I feel about once Nipsey's died. It's like he was doing all this. I got to step up to the plate now.
If you're ready to step up to the plate, man, let me know. I could definitely reach out to you, and we could definitely. You're an all-star of the damn show. So it's like I wouldn't have no issue coming to you and saying, hey, I need your help with this, and I need your help with that.
Always willing to lend a hand.
So I'm going to ask you, we talked about it briefly before, man, but I just want to reflect upon, I want to hear about where you were at, a couple years ago. Like, because Lorna was really expressive about it, but I want to hear where you were at a couple years ago when you felt defeated, man. Like you were defeated mentally. You felt like there was no escape for you, and that this was the end of the line for you. And
Oh yes. It started in 2013. Went through a bad breakup, and then cocaine became my best friend. But I didn't realize it was leading me down. And basically the past, up till last June, so 2013 to last June. In and out of rehabs, psych wards, suicide attempts. I can't believe I'm still here, to be honest. It's weird. Like, why me?
Well, because you haven't fulfilled your purpose yet in life. You're not going to die until it's time for you until you fulfill your purpose. A lot of people don't realize what their purpose is.
That's the way I look at it.
They don't realize what their purpose is, but when they find out, that's when they have to push towards it. Definitely. I can't explain to you how many times I had conversations with people that saying that they tried to take their own lives, but it didn't work. And I always tell them, I was like, because it's not your time yet. You can't selfishly remove yourself from existing until you do exactly what you were put on earth to do.
And that's being of service to others.
Be in service to others. Exactly. You're sometimes not just your story alone is more than enough to help people out, to let them know that
It's the end of the night.
What'd you say, Justin?
Oh, I was gonna say, I look at my story I share. It's normal to share it, but people say how strong I am, and they can't believe it, and it's we all go through shit, right?
We all go.
I just share mine so people else can open up.
We all go through shit, but some people don't go through the same levels of things that others have gone through. Like last time we had the conversation, things that you were telling me were just very eye-opening. And it's this guy went through this, and he's still here, You looked death in
Yeah,
the face
but
a few times.
I also feel like people look at other people's stories and compare them, and they minimize their own, even if it's not as big as they make it seem.
I get
I
that,
don't know
man.
if that makes sense, but
I know exactly what you mean, because that's exactly like what the thing with social media. People look at other people's stories and they think that it's more important than theirs, or it's more powerful
yeah,
than
you got to
theirs.
go through more. Yeah, exactly. It's a validation thing.
And that's very sad that people go through that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know. I want to ask you a couple questions, Justin.
Yeah, ask away.
Okay. Can you just give me explain to me what it's like to live with how your mind is going through? Like, what's going on with you right now, man? Like, you're saying you're stressed out, but what exactly is going on?
Yeah, I'm still trying to process that. I started therapy at the beginning of May, which I'm looking forward to. I've been waiting since August to get in. So it's like next step. Because I don't know what I've internalized as a child or my adolescence. But I can't figure it out. And it's a lot. It's just weighing on me. I don't even know what it is, though.
What happened when you were a child? Like, were there certain instances that you remember that were shocking to you, or that negatively affect you, that you still think about to this day?
Oh, there was abuse. Sexual abuse.
Well, I'm sorry to hear
That's
that, man.
like I've worked through that part. Like, that doesn't bother me anymore. But there's something else. Or maybe I'm overthinking it because that's what I do.
Is there like a
Like,
feeling,
I'm searching for something that's not there.
is there like a feeling of self-worth that isn't there because of that?
No, because I've realized I don't have to live with it anymore. The abuser does. So I forgive myself. Then by forgiving myself, I forgave him.
Well, again, man, I'm glad that you were able to pull yourself out of that, and you're able to understand that, you know, that what happens to you when you're younger doesn't define who you are today.
Oh, no.
Starting therapy in May, man, I'm really, I'm excited for you, because, as you know, there's a huge relief from sitting down and having a conversation with a therapist, especially a therapist that relates to you, not someone who likes to, feel like they're just robotic. You have to actually have a connection with the therapist.
We touched on this last time. Like, you're not going to... It takes a while. You'll get lucky if you connect with the first one. But it shouldn't scare people away from trying to find the right one, right? Connection's connection.
There are, I can't even tell you how many therapists there are. There's so many out there, but there's so many options available to you that you have no choice but to find someone who you can connect to. So, my mom says...
And that could be... Go ahead.
I was going to say, my mom said, what are the signs of slipping into crisis, and what support group and safe place do you have to process through the crisis?
Mine's isolating. Like, if I'm not... People know right away, and they'll start messaging me. I don't let myself slip away like that anymore. Because, like, I'm too proactive now. And the guilty conscience eats at me because I know I've pulled out of worse, so... It's like self-accountability, I guess.
And that's one thing I learned, too, man. Like, I told you, I said I hit you up a couple times. You ain't respond to me. I'm like, well, dude, what the fuck, Like,
yeah, I haven't been the most communicative person the past couple weeks.
Not recently, man. It was maybe like a month or so ago. 2 months ago.
Yeah, because I lost 2 friends and my grandpa in February.
Yeah, man.
It's been crazy to think about, actually.
2019 is off to a rough start, man. I'm sorry to hear all that's going on for you.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. I appreciate the love, though.
My mom says Justin is brave for seeking therapy to continue to heal his soul. Gladys said depression is the silent killer. It is, because people are afraid that they're going to get judged for dealing with having the thoughts that they have, or dealing with what they're dealing with. They feel like they're going to get judged for it. CB fans say anxiety and stress is killing us all, especially stress. Brittany says, I've learned that sometimes the things that we think we've gotten over are actually things we suppress so we don't have to deal with them. Facts.
I like what she said there.
Facts. We think we got over something, and it's just literally it pops back up in our mind out of nowhere.
Yeah, I look at it as like you just gotta trust everything and know this is all happening for a reason, right? And hopefully one day it reveals itself. But what she said about like the pain or trauma, it comes in small doses. The healing is gonna take time because like we can't take all that at once.
No,
You heal piece by piece, right?
it's a process, a long one.
Yeah, it's there for guidance and not a like black hole to be sucked into.
So, man, I had no idea you had this going on with you. My mom says keep you in my prayer, Justin. Sorry for your loss. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's the whole victim thing, man, that we're talking about off the air. You laugh because you know how serious it is. Some people are guilty of just feeling like they have nobody that they could talk to, and that's 100% false. That's 100% false because you create what's on your timelines. They don't realize that they add these people, and they conversate with these people, but they don't realize that they could easily go find a more positive group of people. That's not hard to find.
It's not like once you start moving in that direction, things just start appearing in your life.
You start thinking
People
more positively, right? Justin?
Yeah.
You start thinking more positively. You start focusing on the positive, and then good energy starts coming into your life. That's one thing I noticed personally for myself, from my own experiences.
Oh, mine too. And like, if you talk to anyone who's been through like a healing process, they'll all say the same thing. All our stories come in unison, right, in the end. But everyone protects their struggle because that's the only thing they identify with. They don't want to let go yet.
So I mean,
that's my opinion, though.
No, I mean, like you're absolutely right, man. And honestly, man, I just want to know, like, when you do this isolation thing that you say that you do, what was that? Is that pretty much you just get off social media and just ignore people that blow your phone up?
Yeah, like I'll sleep, and it's just a self-pity party. And like I don't want to put that energy on anyone, so I isolate. But it's crazy because people always reach out to me, but I don't reach out to them, which is kind of selfish on my end, if I look at it that way.
Yeah, because I definitely reached out to you and I ain't getting no response. But we're not going to talk about that anymore. That's in the past. That's in the past. You know, I'm supposed to be I'm the light-skinned guy. They say light-skinned people don't text back. I'm supposed to be the one that don't text back. What's up with that,
Yeah,
man?
but I swear I don't remember this because I always reply.
It's all good. Brittany agrees with you. She said, I definitely isolate when I'm feeling depressed, so I understand. But she said, but you still have to talk it out aloud. It helps that. And that's why therapy is key to healing. Yes, it is. She says all of our stories are similar in the end. We all pretty much have the same exact instances in our lives. As far as like, you know, people get stressed out from work. We get stressed out from relationships. What's up, Air Jer? We get stressed out from family events, little things like that. The stress is normal, man. It's just you have to learn how to cope with it.
And that's why we have each other. We don't work as tribes anymore. We want to be separate communities. Then they don't even get along. We don't even get along. Like, it's crazy. We're supposed to come together, not apart.
Absolutely, man. That's why Canada is so close to the United States. Justin's in Canada, everybody, by the way. He's not inside the U.S. You know, they have free healthcare up there. So
it's not what it's made out to be, but I'm blessed for it. And I'm so grateful for it. This is my hospital state that would be in debt.
Man, out here, they don't care about you at all in the United States. They sometimes don't
I don't know.
even.
I've read some stories. It's
Man, they they do not care about us, especially us in the minority community. But we're not going to talk about that tonight. I want to ask you, man, because for some reason, for me, today is Thursday. I want to say Monday. I was driving in my my work vehicle, and I was on the expressway, and I just felt like an overwhelming feeling of anxiety come over me, man. Like I started feeling really anxious, and I learned how because at first I didn't know what anxiety was. When I first experienced that feeling, I had no idea what was going on. I thought I was dying, but at this point in my life, I understand what's going on, and I try to focus on why it's coming. Like, what am I anxious about? What's going on with me? And I've been able to stop it from getting to the point where I feel like I'm losing it with anxiety. So I want to ask you, like, what are your coping mechanisms for anxiety? Like, what's something that you do?
like I still get anxious, but I have my own like sensory thing I do. And if then that doesn't work, I start asking like, okay, why am I feeling like this? I've made it through before. It's not gonna kill me this time. It didn't kill me last time. But like, and then I'll just focus on something and just breathe, like slow down my breathing. And usually I gain control of it.
So you start doing like a
I don't have like,
you do a breathing technique.
yeah, like mine's more social. Like I was super anxious to come on here tonight. I still am.
What?
But
what, man?
Yeah.
Man, we love you on Let's Talk It Out, man. You a Let's Talk It Out all-star, dude. What do you mean you anxious?
love y'all do then.
Come on, man. You anxious to come have a conversation with me? That's basically what's going on right now. Me and you are having a conversation.
Oh yeah, but like it's still, I don't know why I've always dealt with this. But like once I get comfortable, I'm cool.
Just pretend that we're on the phone. So Brittany says, Brittany says, Justin, you were doing great. Yeah, man, you having a great conversation with me. But I get it, man. Like, you know, even when I talked to John Buffon, a few weeks ago, and he works for USA Today as a journalist. He says he's nervous before he goes on, and he was doing the news for a while. It's just the fact that you are alive, and it makes you feel nervous. But this is, I mean, it's pretty typical, man. I mean, we've done it before. I get it. You ain't done it in a while, but the chat room was all 100% behind you. Brittany says, Justin, you're helping us all. It's going pretty well, man.
That's the least I could do, man.
You're doing pretty well, from my opinion, from my standpoint.
I'm trying.
So, the breathing exercise really works. For me, one thing I usually try to do, like you said, you focus on what's causing it, and you eliminate it. As far as saying, like, you've been through whatever's happening right now before. You've been through it before, and you made it out of it, right? So
Yeah, it's not gonna kill me this time.
no,
And then like if I'm in public and I'm about to have like an anxiety attack or that, I carry like a little note in my wallet from non-anxious me to anxious me, telling me what to do, because I won't be able to process when I'm super anxious.
what's something that you like write down on a note? Like, what would it say?
Just to like focus. First thing is take 3 deep breaths, and then 4, and then 6, and then just to try to identify what triggered me.
Yeah, man. That's pretty much what I do too. But I don't have a note, but that's literally what I do too. I take deep breaths and focus on what's going on and why am I being triggered by this? What is causing me to feel this level of anxiousness right now? And once you
and like people. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and once you figure out what it is, you just eliminate it because you tell yourself like that's not an issue no more.
No, like my anxiety is not what it used to be at all. Like I used to curl up in a ball before I went to school after I had a shower, and like it was brutal.
So
But
Courtney,
now, like for the most part, I'm fine.
as long as you realize what's going on and you're able to handle it and eliminate any possibilities in your mind of you feeling defeated, that's all that matters. So Courtney says hearing your perspective, Justin has given me clarity on a lot of things I go through. So you are doing an excellent job tonight.
I can't believe it. Like, I never thought in a million years my voice would matter, my story would matter. But here I am. It goes to show you that everyone's story and voice matters. So share your story, so someone else can be on here too.
Share your story, man, because you have no idea how many lives can be impacted just by hearing what you have to say, hearing what you've been through. Because you never know who's going through that or who's about to start going through that. They need to hear from your perspective, 100% truth, unedited, just straight facts, how you went through something, what happened, who you are today, people don't understand how much that means, man. Like, talking about it is just it's pretty much just man, dude. What's the name of the fucking show, man? Like, let's talk it out. Fuck, man. I'm sorry for cursing. Anyway, CB fan said everyone counts. Meg says that's amazing. That's a powerful statement. Brittany says I love that. Share your story. Share your story. I'm telling you, if you want to share your story, I mean, you can reach out to me, and I can figure out a way to, we can get you onto the show if you want to share your story. But Justin, I mean, man, dude, let's talk it out, All-Star. I'm trying to put a team together,
And then,
like the Avengers.
and the more you share it, like the more you share your story, the more you start to understand yourself and connect things. And like once you start sharing, people bring something up, and then you connect. Okay, that's why I couldn't put those thoughts together, and you're just helping each other when you have a real ass convo.
The real combos
all
are
it
the
takes.
only ones I like to have, man. You know that.
That's me. I can't do small talk. It's basically suffering for me. That's not to take away people who do it, because I'd love to be able to, but I can't.
I tell people all the time, man, if you want to hear a fluff episode, go listen to Dr. Phil. That's not what happens on Let's Talk It Out. We don't talk about fluff. This is real facts. This is real life. These are real issues that we deal with, and we want to learn how to cope with them, and we want to learn other people's mechanisms of how they cope with it, and we want to see if we can incorporate that in our lives. We want to hear your story and how you overcame it, because someone that's listening today could be going through what you were going through. They could be in the middle of that big storm of what you went through, and they're trying to figure out a way to get out of it. Just saying, Justin, you know that, man. You see?
Oh yeah, like once I started, the people I've had like just random life chats with on social media or in real life, and never talked to them again. Like, it was one of the realest convos I had with them, or they could have had with someone.
Brittany says so many people deal with anxiety, and it's good to hear how you deal with it. It helps other people so much. Gladys says she's really feeling tonight's episode.
That's cool to hear. I appreciate that.
So, I mean, again, people get anxious for different reasons, but they pretty much it's all connected in a way. Like, I've always said that we all have the same kind of brains. We all feel stress, we all feel anxiety, but the ways to defeat them, I mean, no one has the same way to defeat something, but we can give people ideas of how to deal with it. Different ideas, different ways, different formats, writing something down, deep breaths, focusing on what's going on around you. It's not rocket science, man. Just talking about it.
No, it's actually simple. We just complicate it because we don't want the truth that's in front of us.
People don't want to deal with the truth, man. I mean, you know what, man? And that's always so funny to me, man. Like, I was joking around, I want to say 2 nights ago on Facebook, and I said, I bet you if I post this status, it'll get like 60 likes, right? So I was just joking around. I posted a status, and I was just being, just messing around. I said, Khloe Kardashian is a handsome woman, right? That's what I said. And the shit got 60 likes and like 5-6 comments, people laughing. But as soon as I post anything related to mental health or stomping the stigma or Let's Talking It Out. It's gonna get 2 or 3 likes, if that, and maybe 1 share. And it's just amazing how people are so afraid to pretty much say that they're dealing with something or address it head on. They're so afraid to do that they don't even acknowledge it. They just completely ignore it because they feel like
because they don't like being uncomfortable.
They feel like they're different than everybody else, but they don't realize that there's so many people out there that relate to them.
And like when you say that, that's what I mean by people protecting their suffering. They think people that are there to listen and help them are attacking them. No, you don't understand. Meanwhile, the person's been through exactly what that person's going through. Because I used to be that person.
Yeah,
Thought everyone was out to get me. And who would have knew? They actually wanted to help. It's like when people say no one cares.
You mean like how when I was chewing their ass out earlier about that?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like...
Fucking, I'm tired of that, man. I'm tired of that victim mentality that people have. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. You know, you have to take control of your own life. You have to be willing to work towards bettering things for yourself. So, with that being said, Courtney says, I think this show is one that from the outside seems like it would be easy to open up, but to actually be on it is a different story. I love that Justin can open up and also do it in a way that makes him comfortable. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you for listening. Always here if you need to talk.
So when Justin first reached out to me, it was back in the fall.
September.
Yep, back in the fall. And he reached out to me because he heard about my show and he was telling me he wanted to listen in. And he actually started writing for me. Like he was writing, I told him to write down some ideas, and he showed me some ideas that he had. And he's just sharing this. I mean, to this day, not today, but you have sent me notes and stuff, and it's like, man, it's really powerful.
I got too many.
Really powerful stuff, man. Like if you wanted to create a book, man, I'm telling you, dude, like you need to go ahead and make that into a hardcover / audio book and put it on Amazon and make it happen.
I'm hoping one day.
You got the
You're not
material.
the first person to ask for it.
Look, you got the material. I know I do. You just put it together. That's it. That's all you got to do. Put it together.
That's my problem. I don't know how to put things together yet. I don't know how to take them apart. But I'm working on it.
We'll connect. Don't worry. I'll help you out with that. B. Lifschultz says, people would rather ignore, avoid, or run away from their issues instead of facing them. Oh, my God. Man, look. Man, that's 100% facts. And Air Jair said something that's 100% true as well. He said, nobody wants to show vulnerability, especially as a male. It's difficult to admit problems. Yeah. These guys, they grow up feeling like they have to be masculine at all times. You have to be strong. You can't show any signs of weakness. But what they don't realize is the amount of strength it takes for you to open yourself up like that. It takes so much strength for you to be able to say what's going on with you. They think that's a sign of weakness because they're brainwashed by how they're raised and the media, the videos they watch, music they listen to. That's why they act like that. But they'll wake up one day, maybe. EJ4312.
The hardest shell's got the softest interior.
Like crabs, right?
Yeah.
EJ4312 says, pain has purpose. It can expose areas you need to grow, areas you need to let go. Your pain can help others get through their trials. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. People.
Oh, yes.
People telling their stories and giving you examples. It'd be something that you're going through right now. You don't even realize it. It's crazy, right? B. Lifschultz says, create addiction to temporary coping, but dealing with real issues and facing them helps to develop and be the real you. Life is learning who you are and taking the time to become the best version of you, who you are, to have quality of healthy life. Yep. People spend their life trying to figure out who they are. So, I'm just, again, man, Justin, you understand.
I just want to say, rejecting others because you were afraid of being rejected is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It all intertwines. we push people away because we don't want to be hurt, but we're projecting that on them because our own like abandonment issues. It usually comes down to
People are afraid, man. They don't think they're gonna get hurt, and they don't realize.
no, and like when you actually start talking about it, it becomes that much more real. It's like right in front of you instead of the back of your head.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Like, you've been on before, even tonight, man. Just like once you start talking about it and you hear what people have to say about what you're saying, you don't realize it, man. It's like just sharing it can help people out. Courtney said she said it relates to her life. What things you're saying, man. Like, I've never myself isolated, but I've known people that do, man. Like when they're feeling like depressed about something, or they're real anxious, social anxiety. You don't feel like being around people or communicating.
No, I don't like big groups for that. Like for a little bit, I'm okay, but then I'm just drained after.
Sometimes, man, you gotta do a little bit at a time. Everybody's different.
That's it.
Everyone can't come on a podcast every week and talk live for hours straight.
I don't know how you do it every week. I give you mad props for that.
It's not really that hard for me, man. Honestly, I mean, I get asked by people, "How do you do it?" It's not hard, man. It's just
it's because it's a passion, right?
I mean, you gotta give people what they need, man. They need to hear these stories. They need you guys to open up, man. They need to hear it, man. They ask for it. Sometimes it saves people's lives just to talk about it, man. And if I'm willing to do it, then I come do it, man. It's hard because we make it hard in our mind. We tell ourselves like, oh, it's difficult. But once you actually start doing it, I was nervous. I was nervous when I first did it, man. Yeah, first few episodes, hell yeah, I was nervous. I'm doing a live podcast with the main focus on mental health. First couple episodes.
It's a hard subject, man.
First couple episodes, absolutely, it was difficult. But once I got into it, man, and once, the passion grows, you see the work going, you see people actually being positively affected by it, you get the good messages from people, then you start, that fills you up to keep doing it. So, I mean, it's not hard for me no more. I could probably do an episode every day if I could, but I don't want, that's a lot of work. That's too much work.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would tune in on Saturday night. People like to go drink and everything. CB fan says, great point, Alec. Opening up is extremely difficult. Justin is helping us out. This show is the real deal. Aaron Jerry says, I isolate big time. I get in my head and think because all my close friends have kids and lives, I convince myself that they don't have time for my messes. Man.
I know exactly what that, yeah.
That sounds familiar, it's Justin?
Because I'm like one of the few people out of everyone I know that doesn't have kids or married or and I get they're busy. I don't bug them or nothing, but I wouldn't be bugging in the first place. But it's just even if you reach out, no one's ever that busy. I don't care what anyone says. If they're your friend, they're gonna reply.
That whole that's you mentally telling yourself like, okay, you know what, they don't care about me. You are defeating yourself by not opening up already. You are telling yourself already. You are assuming for them what their response is going to be.
Yeah, it's projecting again, right?
You are projecting yourself on people, man. It's just,
that's what everyone does now.
It drives me crazy,
fucking
man. Like,
crazy, to be honest.
This victim role shit drives me nuts, man. Like, it really does. We have way too many resources for you to be playing victim out there. That's just how I feel. Ryan says, you both are helping us out. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. It's the least I could do. Because, like, if it wasn't for people before me sharing theirs, I wouldn't have been able to connect or push through.
Maybe I would have been like, hey, you reached out to me. I'm like, what's up, man? You trying to come on and have this conversation?
That's it.
I think you were nervous.
Always down to have a conversation.
I think you was very nervous the first time I hit you up.
Oh, man. I hate even listening to that episode. Like, it was good, but, like, hearing myself, I'm like, holy, pull it together, kid.
Anxiety is perfectly normal, man. People that do shows every week. I mean, like I said, again, Buffon the other day, a few weeks ago. It's normal for you to feel that before you go live. Athletes feel it before they play, before they step out on the court or step on the field. It's normal for them to get a level of anxiousness, man, because they have to perform in front of people. That's just normal. People that act, people that do music. This is normal for you to feel that before you have to go perform. That's that little certain little stage fright just means you're human. I don't know. I might be part machine now because I really don't get it that much anymore. Before I go live, I was like, okay, let's do it. I might be part machine by now, maybe. I don't know.
I love it. It's confidence.
Yeah, just a little bit. So,
Just a little bit.
Justin, we're at the 42-minute mark, man. I want to ask you if you got anything else you want to share with the people. Any feedback. People, if you got any questions for Justin, go ahead and get them in now.
Yeah, if anyone wants to ask anything first.
But before they start doing that, man, I just want to make sure I take the time to tell you, I really do appreciate you being so transparent and open with me and coming on and having this conversation. Because
anytime, like, people got to hear the stories, right?
Yes. They need to.
It doesn't matter how many people it touches as long as it reaches that one that needed it at that point. This is the way I look at it. And I've told you about that about your podcast.
Yeah, as long as one person is positively affected by one episode, that's all I care about.
It's all that matters. That's one person that can help others now. Once they just keep spreading the message.
So Courtney wants to know how are you feeling now, Justin, after all you've been through?
I still, I haven't processed everything yet, especially last year with my suicide attempts. But that's what I'm going to therapy for. But it's just, I look at it as it's just another day in the life of Justin. But I can't, when I look back, it's like, holy shit. I went through that at a young age. I just want to go back and give that kid a hug for being so strong and alone. And I had my first suicidal thoughts at 9 or 10 years old.
Jesus Christ.
And I thought that was normal though. Everyone had them. It's the way I just thought back then.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to process, man. And you are a very strong person. And I'm very happy for you that you finally be able to go to therapy. It may.
No, it's not the first time, but this is different. It's DBT. And that's a long explanation, so I'll save it.
I like long explanations.
Yeah, you do.
They make for good podcast material. No, I'm kidding. Brittany Williams says, I have issues sleeping at night. Have you experienced that?
Oh.
Any tips?
Every night still. I've tried every sleeping med and that. And no, I just have broken sleep. And it's just have you tried guided meditations to try and go to sleep? Binaural beats. There's tons of options. I was supposed to see a sleep, whatever they do, testing thing, but that's in another year. Free healthcare, baby.
Free healthcare. Thank God for Canada, right?
Yeah, minus the waiting list, but that's it. But yeah, like disconnect about like an hour or two before you plan to go to bed. That's my problem. I don't.
My mom says thank you for your transparency, Justin. Brittany Williams, she says she's giving you a virtual hug.
One right back.
Virtual hugs. Gladys, we
Love
don't
hugs.
promote drug usage in this show. So no, I'm kidding. She says weed helps you sleep at night.
Me, I'll hide in a closet if I smoke it.
I haven't indulged in any type of illegal substance abuse in about 10 years. It's been 10 years since the last time I smoked weed. 10 years.
Yeah, you're a smart man.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
I
but
wish
like,
I could say that.
It makes you lazy. For me personally, it makes me lazy, sleepy, and unmotivated. Like I don't know, why. It's just, and hungry as hell. That's all it did for me. So I was like, you know what, man? I got to the point where I was like, I can't mess with this stuff no more. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch on the topic of weed.
So anyway, CB Fan says Gwen Harold has great guided meditations. EJ4312 says that's great advice. Disconnecting before bedtime. Yeah, I mean, I put my phones on Do Not Disturb and just put them on the other side of the room somewhere. That's how I fall asleep.
And like, I forgot to mention journaling.
Man.
Because you get the thoughts out that will be spinning in your head when you lay down.
Journaling is definitely the way to go. I tell people all the time.
Oh, it's huge for me.
Yeah, it is definitely huge for you because you be sending me some really, really deep stuff, man. I told you could.
That's the only way I know how to process things.
You could put that together and make a book out of it.
Soon.
I'm just saying. You know. So I'm sure you got what you had to say out. I just want to say I thank everybody for coming in and listening tonight to the Let's Talk It Out podcast. I thank everybody for the feedback in the chat room. Justin, again, thank you for taking time out of your day and out of your week to come have a conversation with me. It's been great.
No problem, man.
It's been great, man, and it's always nice to have you in the chat room. I kind of missed you in the chat room today, but that's because you were actually talking tonight.
I'll be here next week.
And I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again next week. Everybody have a good evening.